Welcome to the 5-Minute PM episode 73, where we break down everything project management into 5-minute segments. Today, we're exploring a fascinating topic: how behavioral economics can help you better manage your projects, your team, and even yourself. It's about understanding human decision-making quirks and using them to your advantage. Let's start with a quick question. Have you ever wondered why teams sometimes resist perfectly logical plans, or why stakeholders procrastinate on decisions? That's behavioral economics in action. It's the study of how people actually behave, not how they should behave, when making decisions. Take the concept of loss aversion, for instance. Humans naturally fear losses more than they desire equivalent gains. A 10% budget cut feels far worse than a 10% bonus feels good. So how does this apply? Another gem from behavioral economics is anchoring bias. This is our tendency to rely too heavily on the first piece of information we get. When you're negotiating deadlines with stakeholders, set the anchor yourself. Start with a timeline that gives your team some breathing room. That way, any negotiation that follows is anchored to your ideal scenario, rather than an unrealistic one. Now let's talk about social proof, the idea that people look to others to decide what's acceptable. If you're rolling out a new process, highlight examples of teams or departments that are already using it successfully. Show that it's not just a good idea in theory but something others are thriving with. Behavioral economics can also help you manage your own cognitive biases as a project manager. Let's be real, PMs are human too. One common pitfall is overconfidence bias, where we overestimate our ability to deliver on ambitious plans. Combat this by using what behavioral economists call a pre-mortem. Instead of asking, "What could go wrong?" frame it as if the project has already failed. Ask, if this project crashed and burned, what would we say went wrong? This flips the script, forcing your team to think critically about risks they might otherwise ignore. Another bias to watch out for is sunk cost fallacy, the tendency to stick with a failing plan just because you've already invested a lot in it. This is the classic "we've come too far to turn back" mentality. But the truth is, sometimes cutting your losses is the smartest move. Remind yourself and your team past effort is irrelevant if it's leading you in the wrong direction. Let's tie this back to team dynamics. Behavioral economics emphasizes the importance of nudges, which are small changes in the way choices are presented. A well-designed nudge can steer your team toward better decisions without them even realizing it. Finally, let's not forget choice overload, which happens when people have too many options and end up making no decision at all. If your project requires input on multiple solutions, narrow it down to 2 or 3 well-researched options before presenting them. You'll avoid overwhelming your stakeholders and speed up decision-making. Now you might be thinking, this all sounds great, but does it really work in practice? Absolutely. Studies have shown that behavioral economics isn't just a theoretical framework. It has practical applications across industries. One Harvard study found that nudges increased productivity by 16% in complex workplace projects. So the next time you're stuck, think about how people behave, not how you wish they'd behave. Tailor your approach accordingly, and you'll see results. Not just in deliverables, but in overall team morale and collaboration. That's all for today's episode of the 5-Minute PM. Behavioral economics may sound like an academic concept, but its insights can be the secret sauce for managing projects more effectively. Want more tips like these? Leave a comment below and let us know what topics you'd like us to tackle next. To help support this channel, visit the 5-Minute PM merch store. Thanks for watching, see you in the next episode, and until then, keep those projects thriving.